Hey guys, welcome back. We had just slain some orcs in this room when this gigantic hunk of fat and muscle busted through the door. He's a wandering monster, so he gets the first swing. As always, we like to roll for who he goes after, just like in D&D. That's a 1, and that's gonna be She-Wolf, good. Not only does he wield this massive great axe, he does 2 damage on each hit. He has 6 life. He runs up to She-Wolf, which is lucky because if he would have went to Paul wouldn't have got to use his shield the first round because of the surprise of it busting through the door. She-Wolf needs a 5 to defend this. She misses and takes 2 damage from the axe. With a heavy swing, the ogre's axe bites into her shoulder. She-Wolf still hasn't raged, but I think she's gonna try to save it. We'll see how this battle goes. She-Wolf has a great axe of her own. With her +2, she needs a 3. Gets it. She does 1 of 6 damage. Fingers runs up and tries to bury the sword in this thing's back. He needs a 4. No. I think Evelyn sees the ogre as a threat. I mean, it's just so big and powerful, and the way it broke through the door and then it just hacked into She-Wolf like it's nothing. She's gonna try to put it to sleep with a sleep spell. She gets to add her level. She needs a 4. Come on, put the ogre to sleep. That'd be awesome. Yeah! As Evelyn starts to wave her hands, everybody's eyelids begin to grow heavy, and it just seems like a momentary blink that everyone's eyes open up and they can see and hear the ogre in a deep slumber on the floor snoring. Even bosses that get put to sleep or count as slain, so Fingers is gonna walk up and just slice across its throat. The bad news is wandering monsters don't give treasure or experience, but we still have a roll in this room for the treasure that we were originally searching for. This also adds a +1 to our next roll to see if we hit the final boss after we get a clue. As I said in the last game with Amy, the search chart that I have is faulty, and this was the roll of a 6, and so instead of a hidden treasure, we're gonna take a clue, because I have my choice on that chart. I don't have to roll for it like this faulty chart that I had set. So the ogre has a clue on him. I think we found a passage that might lead us to the final boss. We'll have to wait and see. So here we are in room H, the H-shaped room. We're trying to decide whether to go north or south. 1, 2, or 3 goes north. We go north. I'm not gonna check and see if this door is locked because the ogre just busted through that door. Let's see what's beyond the door. White dice is always high, that's a 36. Another really strange shaped room with 2 doors. Let's see what's in the room. We got a 7. More minions. And guys, I just want to tell you, like, I don't want you to think that we're always going to be fighting the same minions or the same bosses. I have a plethora of material that I'm going to show you in a new video that I have coming up. The game is going to constantly be changing and constantly have new material. I'm pretty stoked. Got a 6. That's 2d6 fungi folk. Let's see how many we got. We got 8 of them. This is roughly what the room looks like. It opens up into natural carved out caverns. Now it kind of S's this way, and then down there it S's the other way. But right in the middle, there's a little chamber. And as we were passing through it, the fungi in the cave actually came to life and almost like came out of the walls and began attacking. She-Wolf is gonna take a heavy swing across the guts of both of these two, actually across their faces. She needs anything but 1s. She's gonna hit. She does 5 damage and only takes 1 of them out. I thought she was gonna do more than that. Fingers with his short sword at -1. So he needs a 4. Gonna miss. Evelyn only has 1 damage, so she's not gonna use her Scroll of Protect or any of her major items. I think she's just gonna pull out her dagger and just try to stab it. She has -1, she needs a 4. She's gonna miss. Paul's gonna try to batter one of these with his mace. Needs a 3. He's gonna get it. He takes 1 out. This fungi folk tries to skewer the She-Wolf. Needs a 3 to defend against it. Perfect. Luckily, Fingers gets to add his level to his defense rolls, and he's level 2. He needs 2s. Blocks the first one, evades the second one. These two both try to pierce Evelyn. She needs 4. She gets the first one. She gets the second one. And finally, Paul's got one on him. He has +2. He needs a 2. And he blocks it with his shield. Something I just noticed about She-Wolf, she gets to add her level to her attack. And she's level 2. So that gives me 2. And then she gets +1 from her two-handed weapon. That gives me a +3 to my melee attack. Glad I noticed that. She-Wolf needs anything but 1s. She gets it. That's a total of 7. So with a gory slash, she cuts this one in half, runs over here and splits that one right down the middle. Now that She-Wolf just did that, I think Fingers has a little bit more confidence and he's going to try to fillet this thing. Needs a 4? No, he just misses by 1. Evelyn starts calling out to the She-Wolf for a little bit of help. She's still outnumbered down here. She's holding her own and she's dodging the attacks, but she is just equipped with a dagger and she's gonna try to sink it into one of these. She needs a 4. Yes, that's exploding. Is she gonna kill both of them? There's another one. Yes! After dodging and bobbing and weaving, I think she's starting to feel more comfortable on the battlefield. And with those rolls, she takes those 2 down. And then she runs over here to help Fingers and stabs that one right through the face and it collapses to the ground. Everybody just looks at her like super surprised. Paul can hear all this commotion going on behind him and he can actually hear like Fingers and She-Wolf cheering for Evelyn. And then he's gonna try to whack-a-mole this one. He needs is a 3. Yeah, and just pounds this one to a pulp. Evelyn gets a little emotional and the whole group kind of crowds around her and she's holding the dagger in her hand, the dagger that has like actually slain many creatures over the past couple adventures. And she's just looking at it and everybody's looking at her kind of with big smiles and she says, I shall name it Striker. All right, we got a roll on the treasure. We get a 5. An item of jewelry worth 3d6 times 10. Those are always good. Let's see what it's worth. Oh, come on. It's worth 60 gold. That's okay. That's all right. We'll take it. We're not quite doing a thorough search of the room, but in the dirt is a necklace with a ruby on it. That's going to be for Fingers. Also, I just want to update you. I was doing a big bag of gold for She-Wolf, and then that gold gets transferred to the guild. But as a viewer pointed out, that's probably not a good idea because later on, there's different stuff for encumbrance. I mean, it's in the actual game, right? But we just want to keep it on track here. So I split up all the gold we had. Everybody had gotten 28. Yeah, I'm gonna have to drop morale. I cannot remember to do it in the heat of the battle. I don't know if it's because I'm recording and trying to keep track of all this stuff. It's a lot to juggle. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. We have a door here and a door here. And as Fingers picks up the necklace and just kind of stealthily pockets it without saying anything to anybody, he gets kind of startled because She-Wolf directs him over to the door to go check it to see if it's locked. For a brief second, he thought he got caught. And then as he turns around, he gets a big smile on his face and just goes to work on the door. 1 or 2, it's locked. It's not locked. Let's see what's beyond the door. 41. This is what the room officially looks like. There's a square-shaped room with a short hall and a door. With these Hearst Arts tiles, I can only make certain shaped rooms because I don't have real small ones. I just have 3x3s. I do have an entire other Fat Dragon Games cavern set that is waiting to get painted. I'll be able to make more variations of rooms in the future, so just bear with me. I'll try to get as close as I can. Let's see what's in the room. Got 10. Awesome. We got weird monsters in here. All right, let's see what we got. We got a 4. Yo, this is awesome. We got a Catoblipas. That's a classic D&D monster. It reminds me of 2nd edition. We are completely taken off guard. Its long neck supports a head that is far too heavy. As it moves about, it seems like it has trouble lifting its head and it only looks downward. The legends say that it has bloodshot eyes and can scare you to death. We can tell that this creature is straining to hold its head up. And as it does, it pulls it up just high enough for us to get a look at its eyes. And we get this instantaneous fear that runs through us. We all have to make a level 4 save or lose 1 hit point. You don't get anything added to this, so She-Wolf resists it. She's seen things like this before. Fingers resists it. Evelyn fails. Paul fails as well. So these two over here resist, and these two over here fail, and maybe it's because they're so close to it, they can't help but fear it. -1 damage for both of them. She-Wolf's gonna run up. She swings the axe with all her might into this creature's side. Looking at the sheet, with the fungi folk, I forgot to have everybody make saves whenever they got hit for extra damage. Come on. With her +3, this is a level 4 creature, so she needs anything but 1s. Yeah, she's gonna hit. She leaves a gash in the side of the monster for 1 damage. Fingers is gonna follow suit with his short sword. Fingers needs a 5. Misses. Paul yells for Evelyn to get back. She is only on 3, so she's gonna move back here. Paul's gonna try to smash this thing in the face with his mace. Needs a 4. Yes, he's gonna get it. That does 1 damage. I actually remembered he is at half hit points, which means his level goes down by 1. So it's now 3. And he's got to make a morale check. On a 1, 2, or 3, this thing takes off. Yes! It turns around and charges this direction down some tunnel. Everybody lets out a celebration, especially because we still get its treasure at +1. Not because we made it run off, but their treasure chart is at +1. I'd like a 5 or 6. Oh, you get a 2. I don't even need to look. I know that that's 2d6 gold. You get 4 gold that we find on the floor in here. Let's see who picks it up. That would be She-Wolf. Now that we have our clues, we're just trying to get out of here. And so we're just gonna keep things moving. There's a crude wooden door down at the end of the hallway, so we send Fingers down there to check it out. Locked on a 1 or a 2. It's open. See what the room beyond looks like. That's a 23. See what the room looks like. Let's see what we got going on in here. That's a 4. Special events table. 4. It couldn't have been the wandering healer or the wandering alchemist. No, it's a trap. Roll on the traps table. See what we got? We got a 2. Level 3 poison gas trap that affects all the characters. And so you could kind of envision this room maybe having these little vents in the floor that release this noxious gas into the air right when we come in. Everybody starts coughing. I was surprised that it's not a save and that it's a defense roll, but maybe we can jump away from these vents as they release the noxious gas. She-Wolf needs a 3. Gets it. He needs anything but a 1. Nice. Since the trap is a level 3, that means you need 4. I'm assuming, just like a monster, 1 higher. That doesn't affect the last 2 rolls. They both still would have made it. Quick update on Fingers. He gets to add his level to his defense, plus he has light armor, so that brings him to +3. The gas ignores the armor, so he is at +2 for his roll. Needs 2 or above. Gets it. Evelyn needs a 4. She gets it, yes. Paul has +2 to his defense from a shield and armor, but you don't get it, so he's got a 4 coming. He needs a 4. No, he takes 1 damage. We get no experience, we get no treasure, we get nothing. We're gonna send Fingers over to that door. Current hit point situation, She-Wolf's got 6, Paul only has 2, Evelyn's got 3, and Fingers is on full. Let's see if this door is locked on a 1 or 2. It's locked. Check the level of the door. Dang, it's a level 5 door. That means you need a 6 to get through this door. He's got +2 because of his level. Needs a 4. Come on, baby. Damn. The group has kind of decided that there's no going back at this time. We've got to keep going forward. And so She-Wolf's gonna try to bash this thing down. Level of the door is 5. That means we need a 6, but she's got +3. So she needs a 3 or above. Yeah, she busts the door down. See what's beyond the door? 32. We've got another H or backwards 4 shaped room there. Let's see what's in the corridor. We got a 9. That's gonna be empty. As I said, we're not searching. We gotta keep this thing going. 1, 2, or 3. We go to the west. All right, we go to the east. Send fingers to check that door. Locked on a 1 or a 2. Of course, it's locked. We need to see what level the door is. Yes, it's a level 3 door. On a 1, 2, or 3, it's level 3. That means you need a 4. He's got +2, so he needs 2 or above. He failed. He turns around to tell the group that he can't seem to get through the lock, and as he turns around, she is just already charging the door. She needs a 4, but she's got +3. She needs anything but 1. She busts through the door. She is not playing around. She wants to get out of here, back into nature. What's up ahead? 24. It's in the room. 9. Okay, now we're starting to, that's empty, and we're starting to feel like we don't know if we're going the right way. Like ever since this has turned into caves, like we hope we're not just going out into the middle of nowhere. North door, 1, 2, 3. We're going north. We send fingers up to the door. On a 1 or a 2, it's locked. It's not locked. What's beyond the door? 16. There's a corridor with a room on the end of it and a door at the far end. Some of you might not like what's about to happen here, but because I had some faulty charts, this dungeon should have been done long ago. And I don't want the videos to get boring or start dragging on, because there's a possibility that I might not get the boss room now for quite some time. I should have had the 2 clues a while back, instead of just continuing to find secret passages, etc. This dungeon should have been done. So at the end of the passage is going to be the final boss room. All right, let's see who the boss of the dungeon is. Well, if you know what the roll of a 6 is in a book, it's another dragon. This one's a bit different. This dragon's scales are a deep glossy black. They almost seem to absorb the light from the lantern and the torches in the area. It has large bat-like wings, and the entire room smells of a noxious gas. Before we even decide what we're doing here, Paul is gonna cast one of his heals on himself. 6+ level. He gets 4 back. He's at full. I think I'm gonna do something really crazy right here just to see what happens. I think we're gonna wait and see what the dragon's reaction to us is, because there's the possibility of something really fun, that we might be able to go on a quest, or it might be sleeping. When we walk up on it, we get +2 to our first attacks against it. I'm nervous to do this, but all right, let's do it. Let's take the chance. Oh no, we got a 1. Okay, well, I got some good news. He's sleeping. Just a reminder, he gets +1 attack and he has an extra life. On the hallway that we approached, we could smell the dragon. Paul looks over at She-Wolf and says, maybe we could talk to it, reason with it. And just about the time that he got those words out of his mouth and she saw that the dragon is sleeping, she just charges. It's a level 6, but she has +3 to hit. Also, she's gonna rage. I roll 3 die, choose the best one. If it hits, it does 2 wounds. She also has +2 because it's sleeping. It would be nice to get some 6s. She gets a 4. Since it was a successful hit, it does 2 damage. Fingers needs a 5 to hit. That was even with the sleeping bonus. He has -1 to start with. Evelyn begins to conjure some electricity at her fingertips, and she's going to let out a lightning bolt. The dragon's level is 6. She gets +2 because he's sleeping, and +1 for her level. So she needs a 3. Come on, she'll do 2 damage. Yes! Once Evelyn has conjured up enough electricity between her fingertips, she can't harness it anymore, and it just like blasts off of her hand toward the dragon and electrocutes the crap out of him. 2 damage. Believe it or not, he only has 2 hit points left. Paul has nothing. He's gonna try to smash the dragon in the face with his mace. He needs a 6. Yeah, what? The dragon has 1 hit point left. They just came in blasting. We have to see what the dragon does, if he breathes fire or he bites 3 times. In a last ditch effort, because it knows that it's mortally wounded here and is just taken by surprise out of a sleep, It just breathes noxious gas into this entire chamber, filling it. Everyone has to save at level 6 dragon breath. Each character can add half its level, rounded down. She-Wolf's level 2, so she gets +1. So she has to roll a 5. She misses. Fingers needs a 5. Misses. Evelyn needs a 5. She makes it. She's been resisting everything. She's not getting tired of being a badass. Paul's still first level, so he needs a 6. Nope, 1 damage. She-Wolf, sensing that this thing is about dead, jumps up on the back of the dragon and tries to deliver a devastating head wound. She needs a 3 or above. Whoa, that is exploding. Let's just do it. Okay, she finishes the dragon. She buries the axe in the back of the dragon's skull and the entire body just collapses into a heap. Damn, dude, these guys are not playing around. They came in here and kicked the shit out of this thing. Wow, I'm impressed with them. I think they're all impressed with each other. Paul immediately gets an experience point roll. He needs above 1. No! No! Paul doesn't level up. What the hell? That went from a super high peak of adrenaline to an ultimate low for Paul. His god ignored him. Is there something that we need to know about in Paul's backstory or something that's going on in his life? First off, let's see who doesn't get something. That's going to be Fingers. She-Wolf's roll at +1. She gets a 4. 1 gem worth 2d6 times 5. That's worth 40. Like I told you, Fingers is a cool dude, and he gives up his part of the treasure over to Paul and tells Paul, go ahead and donate some of this to your church. I don't want anything, just take it. And that's how Paul ends up with a pick and how Fingers has nothing. But let's get to the real star of the show, Evelyn. She gets a 4 as well. There was a few gems here worth some money. Her gem's worth 25. And then Paul, who is extremely saddened at this point. He thought he was gonna level up and he prayed and just nothing happened. Let's see what he gets. That's 3. That's a scroll with a random spell. We got 3. Scroll with a lightning bolt. And it's kind of corny, but it's sort of like a video game that door right there is going to be a secret door which leads outside into the wilderness. And from here, we're going to be trying a new book where we're going to be doing a hex crawl and seeing where our destination takes us. So we're leaving the dungeon, we're going out into the wilderness, and I will catch you guys in the next video. See ya.